what I'm going to do here is show you quickly how to use Capstone. So you should have already downloaded that from self-service, and you should already have your video on your screen that hopefully you've trimmed to size using QuickTime. So the video I'm going to use is sitting on my screen, and it's called the ball drop, trimmed. I've already trimmed that so I don't waste a lot of memory. So I'm going to fire up Capstone. Comes up like that. It's a whole bunch of templates. I'm going to ignore those though. I'm just simply going to go over here and double click on movie. It's going to ask me what movie do I want to open. I'm going to fire up ball drop trimmed. Here it is, and great. So we can actually play that if we want to. There we go. You can see the ball drop. Ideally, wouldn't have had a brown ball and a brown background, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going back to the start there. A whole lot like Tracker, there's a few things we need to do. Now, I'm going to click on this thing, and that is Enter Video Analysis Mode. And that automatically throws on two things. They're yellow. You can change the colours if you like. The first thing is this set of coordinates, and I'm dragging those coordinates onto the point where the ball starts. I could have Y pointing up, and that would make downward motion negative, but because all the motion is negative, I'm going to drag it around. That will do. Gotcha, so that one's done. This thing here is my yardstick. You'll remember that from Tracker. So I'm going to put one end of the yardstick on that black dot there, one end of the yardstick on this little black bit of tape here, and tell the computer how big that is. From memory, Mr. Barry told me it is 2.4 meters. It might be 0.2, I'm not quite sure. Okay, great. Now, if I don't want those tools cluttering up my screen, you see how that little red cross has arrived there too. Every time I click, I'm putting a red cross on, and that's really annoying. So I'll show you how to get rid of those because it'll confuse us much later and it'll give us bad data. I'm going to turn off those coordinates. And here's a good little thing here. Delete all points. Okay, so be careful. You don't want to have too many points on. I'm going to go back to the start of the video. And I'm ready to go. I'll just show you what you can do. If you're dropping the ball from a long distance, you might want to go to this overlay function here and tell the computer the frame increment. This is 30 frames per second, and to be honest, I think I can probably leave it at that. But I might just do every second frame. We'll see how it goes. Okay, 30 frames per second, so every 2/30ths or 1/15th of a second, it's going to increment. All right, I haven't accidentally clicked anywhere, so I'm going to pick up my magnifying glass, go here, and do my first click. The first time you click, you've got to click twice. And try to click as accurately as you can on the center of mass of the ball as it is falling. I should notice these crosses getting further apart. It does bounce at the end because I didn't trim it all that well. So I've got to make sure I don't accidentally click on it after it's bounced. Now you can tell that must have bounced and come back up, or it slowed down really quickly. So I'm not going to do any more clicking. Now if you don't want to accidentally click all over the screen and put more dots on and ruin your results, you can switch off the mode now. So now I can click everywhere and I'm not going to stuff anything up. Okay, that's all we need to do. And now I'm going to look at the graph. So I'm going to go over here. There's all these cool things we can do, but I'm going to double click on the graph. And now the computer's going to say to me, well, what do you want on the y-axis? Well, object 1, I want the y velocity of object 1 there. Now, the scale's is so wrong I can't see anything. This little function here is the automatic scale. Now that's not bad, is it? Clearly I've got one erroneous point there, but generally those points are in agreement, and hopefully the slope of that would be about 9.8. That's about all you need to know. I'll show you one little thing too. I can ask the computer to whack an equation on it for the line of best fit. So I'm going to say give me a linear line of best fit, and it does. It's of the form mt plus b, where m is 7.9. Makes sense? It would be a bit different if it wasn't that result there. And I'm not quite sure that I remembered correctly about that being 2.4 metres. It might have been exactly 2 or something like that. But that's all you need to know. I think you can watch this video a few times if you like. Of course, what you can do now is screen clip this. It's probably the best thing to do. Remember, it's what is it? Command Shift Control 4, and you can screenshot things, and that's in your clipboard now, and you can drop it into a Word document or whatever, or your OneNote. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye now. See ya.